Getting wrong with me, tell myself and alcohol. Jordan never helps at all. Into some stupid shit that you will keep up the call. The only silence for this one is on for way too long. I can taste it on my tongue. I'm just scared there's something wrong, but this is just my life and just to tell you the far. I cannot hide in the hills of California. Cause these hills of high. Yeah. Myself sometime. That's too scary for ya. With me. That's a good thing and fuck it all up in one night. Got me. On the one away from the headlights. One people I don't like. Something's fucking wrong with me. See, a lot of people they'll be like, dude, aren't you afraid that if you keep blocking people, nobody's gonna come to your life anymore? I don't care. I don't need people. I'm happy that I have people. But I mean, the people of quality, like Carly, it's gonna take a lot to lose her because we're so close. You know? If I have to drop, maybe people that are in my life are not the good people. If I have to drop the people that I have right now, for that people that come later on feel comfortable, who knows? Run away from the headlights. No sleep. People I don't like think something's fucking wrong with me. Shining along at midnight inside my mind. What I'm gonna do now? The anime talk. We're gonna do the we're gonna do the tower talk, and that's it. We're gonna do the clips, and that's it for today. Super easy day. So anime talk, we're actually super good today because we have not one, not two, but three. Three freaking. Okay, good. This is goodness. Long at midnight. We have not one, but three movies. Because, so what happened? Why do we have three movies? And this is kind of crazy. Because I did say, oh, I don't want to have too many movies. Because then we're going to have some problem. And that's not the goal, right? So the reality of why we have three movies, because I was very tired this morning. And, oh. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so I was very tired this morning. Speaking of the tower. And then, because I was very tired this morning, I was in a position where I was like, okay, well, I still have a lot of work to do. I have a lot of things to upload. But this morning was needed. Oh, fuck, today. This morning we did so much good stuff. We went to bed like 2 hours and a half too late, but oh, it was meaningful. It was very meaningful. So because I was so tired, what I wanted to do was I really wanted to. I'm gonna put this. I really wanted to put. I'm sorry. Give me a couple of seconds. We'll take care of shit. Mm. 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 Okay, what I'm gonna do now. Do a couple of tests. These are really good. These are really, really good. Really, really good. And again, mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. There you go. It's so good. It's so good. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. So yeah, so now we're focused. Now we're focused. Okay. So the reality is, I had much to do this morning that I was tired. So when I'm tired, like for example, watching a movie is possibly the easiest thing to do a review of. Watch an hour and a half, and you got 3 minutes videos to do. So it's super fucking simple. It's really, really simple. So we watched 3 movies this morning because we're tired. I just wanted to do content. So there are 3 movies from Dragon Ball, which are gonna be again super great. We got Android 13. We got in order. We got Lord Slug. We got Wrath of the Dragon and Android 13. So we're gonna start with Lord Slug. Nothing. It's kind of crazy because I'm not in a rush to like the video. However, because we're doing this so often, it's weird to have an intro. Like for example, if you do it, if you have a channel where we review pizza, you're not gonna explain that you're reviewing pizza every single videos, right? You're gonna review pizza and you'll be okay. Well, this is my content. So with anime, is that my content? No. And the part of the content, yes. So Lord Slug, to me, it's sort of a mismatch. It's really sort of a mismatch. You get a classic. For example, we just saw Bardock. It was very similar to Bardock. So Lord Slug has his crew. You heard about the Dragon Ball. What I really enjoy is there's so much good stuff in Lord Slug, and there's so much bad stuff in Lord Slug. So, for example, the great stuff is having King Kai in the background, telling the story, which we see in BoJack Unbound, we see in Turtles, we see in a lot of movies, which is fucking phenomenal because this is your lore guy. It makes you. It's like a Tinkerbell or a Jiminy Cricket, right? So with Lord Slug, we have a lot of the Namekian lore, which is the Super Namekian, which is an older race of Namekian. And this is kind of crazy because Lord Slug in itself is so freaking important because when you look at the playable characters, because again, my issue with Dragon Ball Z is yes, I watched the anime, I watched the manga, but much later. I didn't read the entirety of Dragon Ball before I was 16 or 17, but I did play Dragon Ball Budokai before. And it's kind of crazy because with the Namekian, you got like 3 characters you can play. You got Lord Slug. We got Pilaf, right? Okay, that's not true. Okay, we have Garlic. Yeah. Garlic is a Namekian, and we have Lord Slug. We don't have that many Namekian characters, which is crazy because you have a lot of Saiyans, you have a lot of humans, you have a lot of. See, that's the thing. You create race for what? You create race for Frieza. I don't even think that there's a game where King Cold is playable, which is crazy. But it's not crazy because, so for the game to matter, you need to have like, for example, like skills. For example, you know that BoJack. So we watched Android 13 today, and he has a special attack. You understand? So this is important, and the rest is the Android. So you can reuse characters, which is important, or reuse mechanics, which is even better. So for Lord Slug, this is important because the Namekians are under for such a very special race. And again, knowing that favorite characters of Akira Toriyama Sensei was Piccolo, this is important, right? So Lord Slug does a couple of things really good. It's an older guy that has this knowledge. He has Lord Slug compared to, for example, Turtles has leadership. You can tell that he's a leader. Lord Slug, he really does feel like a leader, right? Which is kind of fucking fantastic. With the Dragon Ball, the fact that the Dragon Ball is normal, so that's actually also good. It is just so freaking fantastic. It is just so freaking fantastic because once again, it is the implementation of characters and lore that we already have. The fact that the movie started with Gohan and Icarus, which again, Icarus is not part of the main thing, but it's so important in the canon or the non-canon stuff, right? Which I do like. And the most beautiful thing with that is you see the Namekians are
are weak to whistling, and we never heard them whistle. So it is kind of cool. We do like that. We do care about that, which is nice. So we have this, right? And there's also some really cool part. For example, we have a fake. So this is a cool part, but at the beginning and the end for me for Lord Slug. So we have a sort of faux Super Saiyan, which is somewhat of a Super Saiyan, but not really Super Saiyan. And my problem with that is that it's kind of complex because I like the concept of he almost went Super Saiyan. He was on his way to becoming Super Saiyan, but never completed transformation. I do like that. However, because it's not canon, you're having a transformation that he will never do again. So what's the point? Lord Slug, there's a lot of things. For example, it's just you don't follow the rules of canon. So, for example, you can have a non-canon movie that respects. So, for example, the best example is Bardock. Bardock is the best example possible because Bardock is the father of Goku. We know he exists. You got the same race who already exists, and it's just a more for the background, which is kind of fucking nice. You understand that it's nice, right? So you have that. Now, my problem with Lord Slug is there's a lot of things in there that are not canon, but they're only used once. So you're establishing a sort of lore for fan services. Like, for example, Goku Transformation, that's fan services. The second movie that we have today is Wrath of Dragons. Wrath of the Dragon is sort of a classic. Wrath of the Dragon is I don't know if it's the best because Super Android 13 was good too. Super Android 13 was really good too. Wrath of the Dragon is just special though because you introduce and see Wrath of the Dragon is the way to do Lord Slug correctly. So Wrath of the Dragon, what they do correctly is you introduce this new race, right? This new country, this new world, this new planet, and you give them a villain, and you write it like a Tapion, which is really, 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 really fucking nice. And Wrath of the Dragon, my problem with Wrath of the Dragon is it's not the greatest Dragon Ball. It's actually pretty. It's not the most interesting. It's actually pretty boring. But there's so many things in there that I like that I'm willing to forgive. So why is it boring? Because, for example, you got a guy that says, "Hey, in the music box, there is somebody super important, right? A hero," and it's so weird because it goes to help and it's like, "Hey, can you please use the Dragon Ball?" So they don't explanation of how he got there. Just to revive, we talk about a cult that was trying to talking about a cult, and that's a crazy part. That's a really really crazy part. Um, you talk about, and it's kind of nuts when you see the whole thing is kind of nuts, right? So you got Tapion, right? Was a character that you introduce a lot of lore with, and the lore is really freaking nice. But the lore is explained in so much of the movie. For example, half the movie is Tapion telling the story how there's a cult, there's discrimination, and you're like, okay, well that's really cool because you give me a lore for a movie, and you don't change the lore that you already have there. However, this lore, which is important, you spend so much time talking about it, but it's only good for one movie. Idragon as a creature is amazing because you fight him, you fight half of him, you fight him, and then you fight half of him, and then he gets into the cocoon and he evolves, which is really cool. Also, the fact that there's so much fan service in this movie, it's amazing. The fact that we have Great Cyberman 1 and 2, which is Videl and Gohan, absolutely phenomenal. The fact that we have Super Saiyan 3 Goku in there, and it's kind of crazy because the Tapion is supposed to be the hero, and then Goku is the one that defeat the Iron. But it's so weird because Goku doesn't feel like a main character in this one. He appears as I think it's like the last third of the movie, and then he do it right. Why do I like this a lot? Because in the games, again, the games, there was a finishing move, ultimate move that was Goku punching an enemy with the power of Shenron. And in this movie, it's presented. This is where it comes from. So this is amazing. Also, the things that are cool, it didn't actually, and this is the sad part, the things that are cool aren't actually Tapion itself. Tapion, is he entertaining? Yes. Do I like the characters? I love the characters. The characters are actually phenomenal. But very odd because for Tapion to be cool, for Tapion to run, a lot of things has to be walking first, right? A lot of things has to run for Tapion to walk. So, for example, when you look at a Tapion, he is really similar emotionally and the way he behaves to future Trunks, which is amazing. Trunks is feeling lonely, doesn't have a father. And this is why this is so good, because Tapion at the end gives him the sword. The sword was said to be, hey, this is the main sword of future Trunks, which is cool because he has the sword, but we never see where the sword from. And the problem with the sword is when he fights King Cold, it's like, oh, this is an excellent marksmanship. It was made from the rarest metals, but we don't know where the sword came from. So this is kind of problematic, right? So Tapion comes in and it's amazing. You see Trunks, Kid Trunks, and it's amazing because Trunks feel lonely. And in the story, Trunks playing with the game, with his toys. He has a lot of toys, but he doesn't have a lot of friends. He has Goten. And then you realize that possibly the fact that his father isn't around a lot, right? Which is a problem. By the way, Vegeta had a really nice scene in this movie. He had a really nice scene. See, Rise of the Dragon is possibly my favorite, if not one of the favorites of the Dragon Ball movie, because there's so many fan services that is just a movie that's a feel good movie, you know. What else? Tapion getting closer to Trunk and telling his story, and it's also because we want Trunks. Trunks is also an important character. We focus a lot on the family dynamics of the Kakarats, so Goten, Gohan. We don't focus a lot on Trunks as a kid. Trunks as a kid is always a friend of Goten. It's never Trunks. It's himself. What is my favorite part? In the scene, Vegeta fights Idragon, and he's like, "Oh, you don't kill Kakarot. That's my right. I kill Kakarot." And in this one, it doesn't say that, which is the very first movie that he does. And this is why this is a great movie. So he's like, "You destroyed my house. You destroyed my home where me and my family live. I'll make you pay for that." Which is again Vegeta being a sort of a good father, being a Okay, is Vegeta a good father? I don't think so. I think he's a good family man, though. He's a good family man. He's not the most present father, but Trunks referred to him as father. Trunks has love for him, and he cares about Trunks, and he cares about Bulma. He could be a better father, but at least he's there. And he's like a old school dad. He's like an old school dad versus Goku, who isn't always there because he dies a lot. But then when he's there, he really takes care of his family, and he really cherishes time with family. So Vegeta is a bit more distant, but he's still there. And he still managed to do a sort of a good job. Oh shit.
Nous autres.
Give me a sec. I'm addicted to shit. I'm addicted to shit. I see the way you're acting me, getting me frustrated. Times like this, so.
Batlan, c'est un esti de grand parleur.
Me demande c'est qui le cave, là. Hein? Je l'ai cassé deux.
Oh, good.
Prise de pancarte.
Et Zaki Boy vous stream encore là.
Ben oui,
Bon.
c'est rien que ça qu'il sait faire.
We have some drama.
Stream encore là.
Ben oui, c'est rien que ça qu'il sait faire.
What I'm gonna do is this.
S'il me stream pas moins.
Il étudie la manipulation.
I have an idea.
T'es un des seuls qui a des valeurs ici de Carnegie.
Tu dis la manipulation. Ouais, mais non, mais c'est parce que l'affaire,
We're gonna put it there for now. So basically, what happened with this is that how can I put this? So yeah, Vegeta is a good family man, not a good father, but a good family man. And at the end, Vegeta. So the whole thought of Vegeta being a better character because he's changing. So for example, there's a really cool scene. So he goes into a building and he gets crashed into a building. So the building has multiple levels, and Vegeta is fighting Idragon. It's a bad guy. Vegeta literally see that there's people around, and he sacrifices himself. He uses lots of his ki, not to attack but to defend, which old Vegeta would have never done, which is fantastic, and this is why it's a good thing. A lot of fan services, and it's fucking nice, and we do like this a lot. We do like Idragon movie, because again, it's fan service. See, this is the problem with Dragon Ball. This is the biggest problem. Clownfish, for the likes, bro. You're a gem, bro. I appreciate you. How are you, Clownfish? See, this is the problem with Dragon Ball. You take a movie, for example, episode of Bardock, which is really good for fan services. You take a episode like Cooler, which is good, very good for fan service. Most of the Dragon Ball movies that you like are because of fan services. They're a great music scene, fight scene. So this is good. Now, nothing great today. What's going on, Clownfish? What's going on, bro? I'm good, but I don't like that you're not doing good. What's going on? And then we have the last movie, which is Super Android 13. And Super Sentai Android 13, it's good, but it's not great. See, the Super Android 13 is the example. So we had a movie that was not that great, which was Lord Slug. What a great movie. What's going on, Clownfish? Tell me about it, bro. Don't mind me talking, man. Just write it out, and I'll try to help you after that. So yeah, so we had a movie that I didn't like. Android 13 is just thinking too much and getting upset over it. Kind of dumpy mind and very overactive. Yeah, overthinking is a pain. I get you, dude. I get you. What you can do, bro, just turn off your mind, listen to it. What I like to do is put headphones in your ears, put them as loud as possible, close your eyes, go in your bed and close your eyes. It's gonna be easier. And I know that you want to do shit, but let's take this to calm yourself, calm your brain, and see how much we can do without you overthinking things, right? Just take it easy. I got 30 minutes left of talking. I got 10 minutes left of talking, if I'm being honest. So just take the next 10 minutes, relax, breathe, focus on your breathing. That helps me a lot, right? Your brain wants to be overactive. Your brain wants to overthink. Focus on your breathing, I'm gonna try to help you, Clownfish. I'm going through I know what you're talking about. I'm not going through shit because I have a good day, but I know what you're talking about, right? I want you what you were going through right now. So, as I said, listen to this. We're talking about anime. We're talking about Dragon Ball, which is great. Headphones, close your eyes, focus on your breathing. You want to overthink? Think about your breathing, okay? So, with Android 13, this is exactly a place where Dragon Ball fan services is good, but not great. So, with the fan service, what's going on is, it's again the Android, right? So the super computer of Dr. Gero. Now, why is it a good thing? It's because something we know. We love the androids. We love them. They're great villains. The problem with this is the opposite. So with the computer, we know that Dr. Gero did Android 17, 18. We also know they did 16. We had a supercomputer to do Cell. And now we have him to do 13, 14, and 15. I don't know if you do the math, but that's 7 androids. That is 7 androids, right? And a show with 4 great arc, by the way, which is Saiyan, Frieza, Cell, Boo. So Super Android 13 comes in. And again, the goal is to kill Kakarot, which is a great goal, and it's fun, but at the end of the day, it's something we already seen. And it's not about reusing the same thing. It's not making anything different. The difference here, which is kind of good, is Android 13 is able to absorb the parts of Android 14 and 15, and because he's able to get the pieces, he's able to become a much better fighter, much better fighter. So we do like that. We do like that a lot. However, the thing is so small service that it doesn't work. Again, what is really cool here is how you use your characters. So you have 3 characters that are important. We got the androids. We got the Super Saiyan. So for example, Super Saiyan Goku is gonna take care of 13. Vegeta is gonna take care of 15, and Trunks is gonna take care of 14. So the 3 Super Saiyan fighting after 3 android. It was really nice to see 3 versus 3. Right now, you're gonna use Gohan. You're gonna be using Krillin. Again, this one is right after the Cell Saga, or between the Cell Saga and the android. It's not clear. This is not the problem. It's never clear, right? So we have this. What else? The Android 13 does a really good job at showcasing what works. Android works, fine. Android confused, right? See, that's a crazy thing. Android 13 is but Android 13 is the same exact thing. The same exact thing as what? Is the exact same thing as... Sorry, this is a really good show. Super Android 17. So because it's the exact same thing, this is a formula that works. And it works not once, but twice, and 3 times, and 4 times. Which is great. The guy left. So, wish I could help, but still. Yeah, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, this guy left because he's doing the drama. And right now we're watching drama because usually they go in later. But this guy left. So you're watching the drama because one of the guys left. The drama ends. So you know it's good, right? So Super Android 13 works. I do prefer the version of Super Android 17 because it's Dr. Gero and another one. I do prefer that, but you know what? It's a good one. But we have again the 3 Super Saiyans is good. Now the negative things. Again, fighting Goku overrated. The 3 android 14 and 15 are very forgettable. 13 is good, but very is the only good thing about the movie. Again, having Goku fight and wanting to kill Goku, it's overdid it. But then, you see, this is the problem. You can't have an Android movie where the Android, you cannot have them not fight Goku because that Dr. Giro main goal was that. So if they created by Dr. Giro, they have the same goal. What else? What else? What else? That's pretty much it for Dragon Ball. So let's recap. And we got Super 13. That's okay. We got the Wrath of the Dragon, which is amazing, and we had Lord Shot that I didn't like, and that's it. Thank you for watching. What's your favorite? What's on generation? Right, right, and it's amazing because, like, it's amazing because you realize just how much he did to stop Goku. And it's kind of crazy because in this movie, they do something that's really, really nice. Because the robots, I still haven't watched GB Superhero. Oh, I haven't watched it either. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. I'm going to tell you the truth. So that's, see, Goku, he said the greatest thing. He says, oh, Dr. Giro is getting tired. Because the 13 and 14 are not great. So, with Dragon Ball, I have a grudge with Dragon Ball Z. In my opinion, Dragon Ball was good. Dragon Ball Z was great. And I like Dragon Ball GT. So my problem with Dragon Ball GT was it was hated. And then the next thing we had was Dragon Ball Kai, Dragon Ball Kai, Dragon Ball Daima, which is, again, really doing the same thing. See, Dragon Ball I had this huge problem with. This is the first game that I boycotted because I was a huge fan of Dragon Ball. And I never talked about this. So I bought all of the game from Dragon Ball. I bought Dragon Ball Budokai 1, 2, 3. I bought Budokai Tenkaichi 1, 2, 3. And after buying the 3, there was a 4th that I didn't buy. I was like, why am I buying this game every single year? They're introducing maybe 1 or 2 new characters that I don't care about. You understand, okay? You understand that Budokai 3 had Omega Shenron, had Goku Super Saiyan 4, had Goku Super Saiyan, Vegeta Super Saiyan 4. You go all the way to Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3. They had who? They had 3 characters, which is who? Which is Bojack, which is Janemba. And that's it. Kashi was on a... Budokai Tenkaichi... I don't know, man. I personally like Budokai. Because Budokai had this great thing, which was Dragon Arena. So